Hello, my magic people. Solomon AD here. Thought I'd tell you about my day. Had a great manifestation with the Mayan god Itzamna. Itzamna, for those of you that don't know, he is the Mayan Creator God. He's described as a toothless old man that sits on a chair that reflects eternal wisdom. His depiction and power sets and correspondences are very eerily similar to Metatron, Brahman, Obatala, and even the stereotypical version of the Judeo-Christian God. What happened today was I had me and my family actually had a very apparent encounter with Kukulkan all day yesterday. And today, Itzamna was definitely in the house. So, I have been feeling his current all day, but I also was looking for I'm working on a tattoo that I want to become a talisman that is of these power sets that maybe Metatron would grant, or the first pentacle of the sun kind of fashion. But it has to deal with those kinds of powers. But I kind of want it to stay. I want to have some kind of Mayan influence. So really, Itzamna was the perfect candidate for it. And I was debating him or somebody else, but the decision, the energy was behind Itzamna. So I was looking through all the glyphs. I have a copy of the Dresden Codex. I've got all kinds of books on Mayan art and history and architecture. And was looking for what's the symbol that would be best with him. So I said a little prayer to him. I didn't even have anything to go off of it. I have no, they don't have sigils. They have glyphs in the ancient Mayans. I don't have a statue of him or anything. So looking for the perfect symbol. Now, I'm at my family's house today, and me and my family, we've made excursions to the Maya lands many times over many years. So, something draws me to the parlor of the house, which we have, when you go in the entranceway, there's there's a Mayan tapestry, there's some Mayan ceramics and figurines. Now, not all of them are of gods, though. Some of them are kind of just generic, Mayan kings and Mayan royalty and with headdresses and stuff like that. But next to there's a little, it's a little coffee stand that's got a midsection where you can put stuff in. And there's some figurines in there. I know that we have some old, small Mayan stuff in there. But I didn't know I would find a statue of Itzamna. And it wasn't just any, a generic statue of him. It was a unique statue I've never seen before that you can't Google. You can't Google this image. You can't Google this statue. It was perfect because his name translates to iguana house. And this had him holding an iguana, but also an iguana as his crown. And he was in this odd posture, with one hand here. And it was made out of, not obsidian. It's made out of stone, but it has a soot on it. That's an old volcanic resin. And so I was feeling his currents, and I was like, wow, holy crap, this is, great manifestation. So I am blessed that I get to speak with my mother about the Mayan culture and the Mayan gods, because she works with Ixchel very closely. So she gets home, and I tell her about my day, say that, and she tells me that this statue we got back when I was 13 years old, and we were in Mexico, and we got it from a small child who was roaming the streets, and that child really, they were kind of following us, forever, wherever we were going, and they were really having a hard day, and they sold us this figurine, and I will say, and I'm pretty well traveled. The souvenirs you can get in like Mexico and Guatemala, most of them you can't get off of Google. You can't get off of eBay. You can't get off of Amazon. They're pretty rare. Even if they're kind of cheap and you see them everywhere over there is pretty rare everywhere else in the world. So if you ever take a trip to, the Maya lands, buy as much stuff as you can. Because it's pretty authentic. The people make it there, or if it comes from a factory, it's made by the people. And there's only 1 or 2 factories in that area that probably makes them. So, little did I know, we have a figurine of the supreme Mayan god. And we placed that at the altar of Ixchel, because Itzamna is married to Ixchel. And now they have a rightful place there. The energy is great. He grants knowledge. He's the god of civilization. Grants rulership. So if you are looking for worldly power, working with him will help as well. He can lead you to your higher self, your perfected self. Pretty much everything that Brahman, Obatala, or Metatron corresponds to, he can do that as well. He's very he's not dogmatic too. I'm going to have to make a video about Itzamna, because one of the pluses of Itzamna over no disrespect to Metatron, but over someone like Metatron, is that Metatron is very, very much devoted to a right-hand path kind of ideology. Whereas Itzamna can take different manifestations and he takes them freely. If you want to work with him in more of a right-hand pathway, you can, and he stays that way. But he can transform. He actually has he's more fluid in his darker manifestations. I'm going to have to make another video about that, because that's really in depth, and I think a lot of people will benefit from it. But anyways, that was my day. Praise be to Itzamna, and I look forward to working more with the Mayan Creator God in depth. So may that serve you well.